Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
It is high noon on a Monday of the shortest road week in Dallas Cowboys history inside the SWBC podcast studio. And those who are truly committed to the cause are here and present for action.
That's right.
Mickey Spagnola, along with Bill Jones and Everson Walls.
And
hello, Everson. Wait. Everson's not here.
He's missing
In action to start this show.
Maybe he told us he wasn't going to be here Monday either.
All right. Maybe he did, and that would be our fault.
So he no-showed, but the people on the tours are still coming
They
through.
are. They're coming through.
They didn't quit.
That's right. They haven't quit on this team right now, and Nathan Frisco is rounding the corner on the latest tour, and Nathan Frisco cannot wait to get inside the SWBC podcast studio to talk about what's going on with this football team.
We'll see if a late arriving Walls upends him.
There he is, the six-time Pro Bowler.
That's okay.
Reporting
we'll just pull up
for
another
duty
chair.
even when it's not his time to report
I'll
for
just,
duty.
he'll be here, so I'll cover.
Okay,
Yeah,
very
until
good.
he get here. Yeah.
All right.
Or you can stay. We'll have a foursome.
Oh, no. If he's here, then, Derek will tell me no. Yes, I don't want to, I'm not a double dipper unless need
right.
be. Yes.
That's right.
All right. Keep it fair.
You got your Cowboys star on your T-shirt there. So
for
you're
life, bro.
That's right.
For life.
And
How did
literally,
Oklahoma do?
you know what? I'm very encouraged.
Yes, sir.
I am.
For life. How did Missouri do?
I'm discouraged.
You know what? That brings me to the NFL.
Yeah.
You talk about, okay, there are a couple of teams, Texas and Oklahoma, who are making the transition this year into the SEC.
Yes, sir, they are.
And there are some NFL teams, and I'm not saying just about the Cowboys, but across the league, they need to make the transition into SEC football. And that means being able to run the football and stop the run.
Yes, sir.
Now, we've got half of that solved in Norman. They've got both of them solved in Austin.
Right.
But that's what the NFL needs to do. We need to get back to being able to run the football and stop the run.
And Missouri's got it solved that even if you play badly, as long as you figure out how to win, that's all that counts.
Just well, and Al Davis Raiders did not just win, baby, this week against the Carolina Panthers.
Wow.
But okay,
all right,
which gets us to Sunday at AT&T Stadium, and the Ravens were able to run the football. And
shocking.
Yeah, as expected.
That's what they wanted to do, right? Mm-hmm. And they did, over and over and over again for 274 yards.
150 for one guy.
Yep.
It was disheartening. The Cowboys once again.
Don't cheat him. 151.
Yes, sir. Once again, we didn't man up the way we should have. We didn't play with the vigor that we should have. Now, frankly, for me, I know it's not the coaches. It's about the players playing hard all the time and playing discipline. You can bring Broadus in here, a good scout for the NFL. You can bring Jesse Holly. You can put Everson here. And if they talking about scheming stuff up and this, that, and other, it's not right. This has nothing to do with scheme and everything to do about execution with players. When you're looking at the film today, for me, I saw the same thing, but just a different way last week, where they were scooping guys and running out wide and making big runs. This week, they were double teaming you off the ball, 3 yards here, 4 yards here, 15. Whereas last week it was 7, 8 big plays. This year, this week, it was just grind. And but the same 5 to 7 guys are those guys. And I tried to tell everybody last week, and I said it on this great show right here, Mick Shots, you can put Overshown out there. You can put Jack Lambert out there. You can put Dick Buckets. But there's those 4 or 5 guys that we have up front does not hold water, which they didn't. It could be a disastrous thing. And I feel bad for our linebackers, our safeties, because they were asked to do a lot yesterday. And it just was not a great effort by frontline guys.
So I added all this up. They had 7 plays for 165 yards.
Yes, sir.
30, 12, 17, 56, 14, 23, 13. Time and time again. Gave up big plays. You're either not good enough in the middle to do what the scheme is.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Or, as I think both DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons said afterwards, I think Lawrence's word was, we can't play hero ball. And right now we're playing Little League ball. And Parsons says, we don't need Supermans. We just need everybody to do their job. And I don't know if guys are searching for big plays or they're not good enough to do what they have to do. They're still soft in the middle, and they won't hold down the edges. And we've seen it. We saw it last week. See it again this week. They've given up in 2 games like 460 yards rushing, 190 and 274.
Yes, sir.
I mean, after you saw 190, you knew what Baltimore was doing, and they still couldn't stop it. They tried to change the linebackers. All right? You mentioned everybody wanted to see Overshown out there. Okay, you saw Overshown and Leofau, Hendricks in the middle for the majority of the game because they wanted more versatile linebackers instead of Damone Clark. Damone Clark only played 12 snaps, and most of it in the fourth quarter when they said, we're not stopping the run. Maybe we need another run-stopping linebacker out there.
This is what was early in the game. They couldn't decide with them running 2 tight ends. I guess that's 12 personnel they call it. Mm-hmm. They couldn't. They was kind of messing them up. And you saw Parsons running around trying to, and then finally they like, don't worry about the strength. Just line up and read your keys and do your job. And this bothers me to say this because I just don't like saying this about players. But our inside guys, no matter who those 3 or 4 guys was not good enough. You have to come to the realization, we know the history of our offensive coordinator and head coach. We know the history of our defensive coordinator, used to be a head coach. We know when they have the right players, how they can scheme unbelievably. But when you have to take players to another level as a coach, you can't do that unless that player have a willingness to do that. And so you can try to reach a guy, talk to a guy, but it's not happening. And you can look at all the film you want, but if I got to line up on the outside eye of Mickey and not let you reach me, and you reach me 85% of the time, either I'm not mentally there or not physically there or both. And that is what is happening to our interior line. Even Osa is not showing up on a regular basis. So it's not just Mozzie, it's Osa, it's Mozzie, it's whoever else you putting in there. And it's making our defensive ends think that they have to do a whole lot. And they can't do a whole lot. Not from the outside trying to come in. they did not play that run option well. They were either shooting down in there, not playing their responsibilities, or they was hesitating. And you can't hesitate on Lamar. I tried to tell everybody last week, fellas, just maintain and move in on him. He cannot pass. Teams are going to beat them because teams are, and I'm talking about this pad, the Ravens are going to lose some more games because this kid is not accurate.
So think about this. They don't get pressure on opposing quarterbacks because of lack of ability to stop the run.
Yes.
So in this game, no sacks,
Yes.
one Micah Parsons quarterback hit. Jackson only has to complete 12 passes to put up 28 points in 451 yards, 182 passing. And if you combine that, so they've gotten beat in consecutive weeks by a quarterback completing 11 passes and 12 passes. And it ended up being 425 yards, 3 touchdowns, an interception, and a quarterback rating of 134.8.
By the way, the quarterback that led the Saints to
And I was
6
gonna
straight
just go there.
touchdowns in the first
Yes.
6 possessions of
Yeah.
the game, had 3 points through 3 quarters of
And scored
yesterday's game,
one
and wound
touchdown
up with
and
12
12
points in
points.
the game.
And fellas, I'm not trying to be funny, and I hate criticizing players. That's the difference. You look at Philadelphia's defense. When they decide to play, who gonna stop them? I'm just being honest. If Carter and all those guys, them Georgia boys, decide to play, who gonna stop them?
I want to see somebody in the middle get so fired up like Carter did that a coach bigger than him and another guy had to talk him off the ledge after they stopped him at the end to win the game.
Yeah.
He was ready to go in the stands.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I watched the defensive coaches. I stopped Nick Eatman in the hall. I remember I don't know if I told you, Mick, I was so mad during the first Rams scrimmage. I'm like, the Rams beat us to the punch. We had to lift up our practice to meet their practice. That bothered me. And then the next time they came in, we were a little more amped, but I watched some of the drills, the inside kind of run drill, and I kind of watched the pass rush, and I just like, is I missing something here? I walked to the sideline. I walked over by the fence, and Nick was just sitting there, looking, standing up looking, and Nick said, I know it's just practice, but the Rams are getting the best of us. And I'm talking about the interior lines.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I thought it was just me. Because I walked off the field. I was kind of mad. I'm like, when are we going to just get mean and mad and upset, And it's the players. It's the players.
And unfortunately, that's what you got, right?
Yes, sir.
They tried patchwork stuff with
Yes.
these veteran guys.
Yes.
One of them's on injured reserve with a wrist.
Right.
The other one, he's just not doing anything.
No.
Linville Joseph.
No.
And I heard all these people out there, oh, you got to go sign this guy. You got to go sign him. There's a reason why he hadn't been playing that much. And he was still out there. You got to be careful with those guys.
People, Coach Zim looked like he's lost. When you've cuddled, you've given bottles out, you've cussed, you've literally tried to fight guys, what is it for him to do? And what is it? They can have a meeting up after every game. Coach Mr. Jones can fly everybody in, have a big meeting after the game. But you can't cut 30 players. You can't cut 20 players. But you got to find something that inspires them. Because the Giants, see, you think the Giants,
You don't think they're taking notes?
People, last week we was laughing. Hey, if we don't beat the medicine coming, the pharmacy is opening up. You don't think the Giants looking at this game talking, hey, fellas, we just beat Cleveland. And, man, the pharmacy, hell, boy, we got a pharmacy coming up here, Walgreens or whoever, because they're going to fix all our problems. You're an average team. Whether you want to believe it or not, you are an average team right now, and only the players can change it. The coaches are not going to change this. They got to change the way they play. They got to change the way they treat one another. And everybody, like Dak said, has to be a professional. Handle your business. Don't dwell in the past, and go to watch film individually. You don't need a bunch of guys to tell you what you did wrong. Go look at and improve yourself so the team can get better. Don't, CeeDee Lamb acted up. He acted up terrible. But only one man can fix that. That is CeeDee Lamb. You can't tell him not to act like the way he acted when you let him act like that before. You didn't say anything. Now you let him, you either going to stop it or it's going to be that way whenever he decides it's that way. Is I'm going to give up on CeeDee Lamb? Oh, no. I love some CeeDee Lamb. But what he did yesterday when he fumbled, and instead of him locking down and making sure he catch balls that are obviously that he normally can catch, he dropped them. He dwelled in the past, and we needed him going down the stretch. They let us back in the game. We needed him, and he just dwelled in the past.
But you know what? Some other guys stepped up.
Yes, but we still needed him.
Oh, I know.
We still needed him.
You saw guys,
Jalen
Brooks,
Ferguson,
Turpin,
yes,
and some guy named Hunter Lipke.
Yes,
who actually put some life in this team, right? The couple things that he did. So it was encouraging, but
brother,
it's not enough. I know. You absolutely do.
Yeah, you need him.
By the way, the team you're playing Thursday has a budding CeeDee Lamb on their roster. He was the 6th pick in the draft.
Neighbors.
He scored 2 touchdowns yesterday. Malik Neighbors.
Yes, Neighbors. I'm already looking at the film.
Yeah, and by the way, they've got a guy named Lawrence in the middle of their defensive line.
Yes.
Who
will come at you.
Mm-hmm.
Will cause some problems.
All right, and then by the way, the Cowboys now it's 3 days and counting before they're playing in New York on Thursday night. All right, much more to get to here on a day after edition of Mick Shots.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine says.
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
I guess I have a read, right? And today is Monday, which means Market at the Star. Come shop at Star in Frisco on Saturday, September 28th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Flea Styles Market at the Star, presented by Maker Place by Michaels, featuring 50-plus local makers offering art, fashion, home decor, jewelry, and kids' items. Market at the Star is always a favorite. Admissions free. Visit thestardistrict.com for more info.
And we have a public apology to make to one Everson Walls, who texted us on Thursday, September 12th at 3:52 p.m. to let us know that he would not be here on Monday, September 23rd, which none of us remembered.
If he give it to what you call Producer Supreme, he would have had it down because he showed it to me.
That's
on my before I left out.
Wait. Is Producer Supreme on this text?
Is he on that text?
Yes, he is. He's on that text.
I don't see how he missed that. He normally don't miss stuff like that.
Guilty as charged.
That's exactly right. So our apologies to Everson, but all I got to say is when the tough get, what is the saying?
When tough get going, the going get tough.
Yeah, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And I guess Everson is proof. He got going. He left.
Yeah.
And it took the Cowboys 3 quarters to figure out it was tough. So how do you explain what happened in the fourth quarter?
You talking about the comeback?
Yeah.
That wasn't a comeback?
Was a near comeback.
That is why I tell people that is why we needed CeeDee Lamb. That thing would have been complete. I've listened to other shows, and they've had guys on and girls on that said that they will collapse. They will give you the game at some point in the game, meaning the Ravens. And they gave it to us.
Then they did the week before with the Raiders.
With the Raiders. But we did not have our horse, and the horse is CeeDee Lamb. I don't judge players solely on their earnings. I hear a lot of people say, well, at this price, he needs to do this. No, not at that price. Before that price gets like that, you need to do that. We've seen him do this before in games. But now that he has a bigger price on his head, the TV shows it a whole lot more. And for some reason, they focused on that a lot. So that is what people want to focus on. What someone has to do that has his ear, or that he fully know that when this person comes to him, it's out of love and understanding that they want him to be a better man, has to talk to CeeDee.
I get it.
Yes.
But they still scored 19 straight points,
but
no matter what
CeeDee.
he did.
But they needed CeeDee to go over the top.
so he would have got him another field goal.
Yeah, he would have got him another score.
Well,
he would
if
have
they
got him
had
a
gotten
score.
one more stop, if they had gotten the
first of all, his fumble.
That was way before.
But it overshadowed everything. You still talking about the 3 points. If he wouldn't have fumbled, that's at least 3, right?
Well, that's exactly right.
So,
but that's you.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You want to say that's in
but
the
Baltimore might have played. If you scored there, Baltimore might have played. I'm saying when you got down to what happened, they scored 19 points in a row in the fourth quarter, regardless of what he did in the fourth quarter, right? I know you made your bed in the first 3 quarters. I get it. But they still did that, right?
If we'd have had CeeDee, and I'm saying along with your 19 points.
Well, obviously. If they would have stopped the run along with my 19 points, they would have won. But they still got 19 points in the fourth quarter.
Mick.
If they would have stopped, you're talking throughout the game, stop the run.
No.
But even on the comeback, even on the comeback, they still had the chance with under 3 minutes left if they stop them on a 3rd and 6 pass play.
And I went back and looked to see what happened. Okay, it's 3rd and 6 at the 25.
2:17 left,
and there was 2:21.
Okay, it was before the 2. They had used a couple of their timeouts.
So it was 3rd and 6, 2:36 left to play. All right?
And the Cowboys had the ball.
No, Baltimore's with the ball.
Baltimore's
It's
got the ball.
28-25.
And they've got a 2-minute warning and a timeout left. Okay? They lined up 3 wide receivers to the right. Okay?
A bunch look almost.
Zay Flowers was in the middle of the 3.
Yes.
The Cowboys blitzed Kendricks off their left edge.
Mm-hmm.
He came within a step of hitting Lamar Jackson before he released the ball. And what happened was, and Diggs is taking the blame, but Zay was in the middle of the 3. The 2 outside wide receivers both trafficked to their left.
Yes.
And so Diggs had to pick up Flowers to the right. He came within this from breaking up the pass. It was that close, right?
What is this to those who are not watching you right now?
My arm's length.
Okay.
Not
all right.
his, mine. All right? And it was that close to forcing them to punt. And if they had to punt, I guarantee you the Cowboys are kicking a field goal. If Aubrey had to hit from 66 instead of 65. They were that close. So now you explain that to me. How does that happen?
How does what happen?
How does what happen?
How do they score 19 consecutive points and come within a step of getting the ball back for
So that
one
means
more
Still with a
possession?
timeout left.
And the 2-minute warning.
And the 2-minute warning, and they would have gotten the ball with 2:17 left, basically. That's when
And they would have been
timeout.
punting. The punter would have been standing at his 15-yard line.
So they would have been taken over without a return. They would have been taken over, let's say, even at their own 30-yard line.
30-yard line.
Yeah.
If they were.
So that means with Brandon Aubrey as your punter, you only have to go 20 yards to be in field goal range. If you're midfield, your kicker, because you're kicker, yeah.
You know what?
You know what? If I'm a kicker and I'm in that situation, I'm going to do like they do in high jump in the Olympics. After you won and you want to jump some more, and it's like, just move the ball back another yard because I want to set a record.
My thing is this, and I get into it when I'm doing the pre and post game shows, because I won't go along with the kicking thing.
Mm-hmm.
My faith, and I ain't gonna ever change this. Once I start believing, until this person show me 3 or 4 times. If CeeDee Lamb would have not dwelled in the past and just went on and been the professional that he needed to be, when we had that opportunity and we was making that run, we'd have beat these boys. I'm not changing. I don't care. You can tell me about the defense. Our defense is going to be the problem when we go up to play the Giants. Our offense is going to have to take over.
Well, as Dak said, we just had to score 30 points.
Thank you.
And we didn't do it.
Thank you.
And last year, the average they scored was 29.9 points a game to lead the league.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry, Aubrey, I understand what you're doing. You are a record-setting kid. I do not want to take away. I made some people mad with shows because I am not buying into the kicker. I am buying into Dak. I am buying into CeeDee Lamb.
In other words, you are all in. You are all in.
And I'm buying in that our offensive line is going to get better.
Well, if you think about it, from when they scored the second touchdown against Cleveland,
yes,
to the point in the fourth quarter,
yes, sir,
where they only had 2 field goals, they nearly went 3 full games,
yes, sir,
180 minutes, with scoring 1 offensive touchdown. So I understand the defense is struggling, but the offense doesn't have to struggle because of that, right?
That's right.
They're struggling running the football. They're struggling blocking for the run, in running the football. Dak's, the pocket's not clean. Let's put it that way.
Bro, this dude is playing. Dak is balling. fellas, once our offensive line, they got a couple of more games. You know, Coach Solari, I promise you, he's pushing them as hard as he can push them. Once our offensive line get better, things will get markedly?
Markedly. Very
better.
Good.
I don't have that faith in our front five defensive line. I don't have that faith. I haven't had it in the last 7 or 8 years. And until you do this for 4 or 5 games, crush the run, I'm not going to have that faith. But I've seen what Coach Solari can do. I've seen what Coach McCarthy can do. I've seen what Dak can do once he get on the roll and start feeling good. All we got to do is corral CD because Ferguson is ready. Tolbert is growing up.
Cooks.
These guys are growing up right before your eyes. Let them continue to grow. Let's corral CD. Let him know you're the man, bro, and we go as you go. Nobody else can move safeties or outside linebackers or have extra coverage. Nobody but CD. Now, we did come back. These guys showed who they were. But we go to the next team, these guys still are not scaring anybody. The only person that's scaring folks, number 88.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned the offensive line. Guyton gets called for a hold.
Yes, sir.
Wiped out a really big play.
Yes, he
It was
did.
At the end of the first half.
Did you
and
think it was a hold?
It was a pass interference on Nate Wiggins on CD at the goal line.
Right.
Would have had the ball at the 1 yard line. What do you think of the holding call on Guyton?
It could have went either way. But when
he was getting beat to the quarterback.
But when you're leading the league in pressures, and the coach before the game, the defensive line coach, the guy himself that is rushing, he's man, you didn't see that. And so the ref saw just a little bit of.
He pushed him from behind.
Yes, sir.
He wasn't holding him.
Yes, sir.
He was helping him, Mick.
That's right. He was getting them to the quarterback faster.
Yeah. So.
And they called holding.
Yes, sir.
The ball's going to be at the 1 yard line.
I agree.
And those things
with 6 seconds left.
Those things get lost. Yeah. Are you going to take a chance at one play?
What got lost?
It was
fellas?
20. It was 21-3 at that point. If at the 1 yard line, I'm running a play.
Right.
And then if I don't, if I'm not successful, I'm kicking the field goal.
And it's a quick play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a quick play, quick pass play because you're out of timeouts.
And
right?
it's got to be quick. You're at the 1.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas.
There was also a false start in there, wasn't there, that negated another play offensively.
On that possession?
No, at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So what we kicked the field goal. So after that whole
we wound up kicking a 51-yard field goal.
See,
so it really, in essence, the holding call didn't matter unless you were going to score a touchdown down there.
It mattered that 10 yards.
Because Aubrey made the field goal.
Right.
Yeah. It didn't.
A couple of guys asked me, hey, what do you think of the offensive line? Asked me after about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
What do you think about CeeDee Lamb? Give him 4 weeks. I didn't know what happened yesterday was going to happen, but
you mean after his holdout, give him 4 weeks
give
before
him 4
he's
weeks
in the
to get himself together.
Yeah.
He didn't give himself 4 weeks. When you have proven, and see, this is how I would come up to CeeDee Lamb. I said, CD, do you know how big you are? Do you know that now when you see cornerbacks, you're not just the first-round pick for the Dallas Cowboys. You are a top 3 wide receiver. You going to get the best from everybody. So when you make a mistake, it's going to be elevated. So when you drop a pass, the DB going to follow you almost back to your huddle because of who you are and what you've earned for yourself. So that's how I would. So we don't need for you to ever lose your composure. I need for you to always have your composure because you are good enough to make plays after a bad situation. And that's what Dak was trying to say. I'm not worried about his body language. I don't want him dwelling in the past. And that's what he could not get past, was dwelling, because when we was making that run at the end, when they was literally pulling an NBA, I'll let you in the game after 20-point lead.
Right, exactly.
And
that's exactly what it was.
That's when, I'm going to tell you, I heard a coach say, what's the Luka Doncic? They won a game without Luka Doncic. We won this without, and the coach stopped them. We need Luka Doncic. We need CeeDee Lamb.
All right, and we need Nate Newton for times such as this. And we continue with more Mick Shots in just a moment.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Miller Lite is brewed with great taste and only great taste.
The Miller Brewing Company would like to issue a correction. Miller Lite is brewed to be less filling. What are you doing here?
Miller Lite tastes great.
Look, I'm just reading the script. It says less filling.
That's not what my script says.
Well, mine says...
We'd like to apologize for the previous announcers. Miller Lite is in fact less filling and tastes great. Time to shine, legal guy.
Celebrate responsibly. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Beer. 96 calories and 3.2 grams carbs per 12 ounces. Fewer calories and carbs than premium regular beer.
The Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
Nate, nothing's changed. You still can be the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year. The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating the extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboy fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year and go Cowboys.
Okay, Nate Newton wants to see the script.
Now, which one is this, Mick?
It's the second one under Monday.
Right here?
No, second one.
Okay.
See where it says Monday?
Okay, and this one here?
Yeah, Fan of the Year.
Okay, Fan of the Year. Okay, nothing's. I was hoping that nothing's changed. When he said that, I'm like, yeah, they still running the football.
That's right.
I was making sure that wasn't on there.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, we got 5-10 minutes left.
So
here.
how about this? This was funny.
Okay.
If you were listening to the broadcast, and it would have been start of maybe the fourth quarter. And Kevin, is it Burkhardt? Said to Tom Brady.
His name's Brady.
Yes, I know that. He said, have you been in a situation like this before? And what do you say?
You know what? Wait, before you say that, before they did that, I had looked up how big of a comeback the Patriots.
No, you didn't.
I did right before.
But it wasn't.
that.
But this wasn't a comeback.
But it was 20. Okay, the score was 28-6.
Right.
Okay, and I thought, wait, that was about the score of the Super Bowl against Atlanta, and I thought it was 28-6, but it was actually 28-3. Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, he said we were in an embarrassing loss like this. And he goes, I went to the bench and I started screaming, at least score one touchdown, right? Score one touchdown. And he said, we only scored 1 touchdown. But it was like, save face, do something in the fourth quarter. And then that's when the comeback began. I said, okay, they scored 1 touchdown.
Okay, they showed a fan in the stands with a T-shirt on.
Yeah,
that said
with the score. Yeah.
Do you think that fan really was at the game wearing that T-shirt, or was did the production crew hand him?
They did a nice job. They did a nice job.
It was an A1
That could have been an AI.
I said A1.
But it was a nice production. It was nice.
It was.
And so
I wouldn't leave it. I'm not going to accuse Fox of doing that, because
right.
CBS might do the same thing. But that's a TV thing where I could see them either handing the guy the T-shirt, here, put this on, we're going to get a shot of you, or
Fox has been known to make things up.
I'm going to tell you like this. For all of y'all that's trying to, for all the young announcers and color guys and everybody who think they are specialists, I'm letting you know right now, Tom Brady, to me, can do no wrong. I will listen to all of his games, because no one else can give you the gambit of stories and what he will really do, because he fears no player, no owner. I like, my money's guaranteed like everybody's else, but I'm going to give you a little bit something extra, like when Tony first started, how Tony used to give it to us. Now, when I hear him say, no, I won't throw to him no more today. Thank you for the honesty. Or get 1 touchdown. And you never know what it'll lead to.
Yeah.
Just get 1 touchdown.
I wrote it down when he said it.
That is Troy. Mm-hmm. You know, Troy, for God's sakes, can we just do the right thing? 1 ML? You get what I'm saying? That is real. So when you trying to say he need to do this and need to do that, shut up and listen. Just shut up and listen.
I like the way he's grading passes. And he gave 1 pass, Dak threw. He goes, oh, that's a D. He goes, you got to hit that pass. Right. And he was right. He was way, way off. But it's good stuff anyway.
Just think, 6th-round pick.
Yes.
That means if you go back and look at 29, 30, it was 31 teams then, or 29 teams?
It was 31 teams.
Yeah,
okay. 32, including the Patriots.
Okay, well, go look at 31. And look
the Patriots
at
missed on him for 5 rounds.
Yeah, they did. But go look at their sheets of all the deficiencies he turned out not to have once he got to the You get what I'm saying? The lower rounds you go, the more deficiencies. As you look on teams, little pads, little scouts.
Think how many Romo had.
That's what I'm saying. That turned out not to be true.
Yep.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm sorry to get lost on Tom Brady, but I love a winner. I just do. I'm sorry.
So this occurred to me on Friday, having to face Baltimore and running the ball. Mm-hmm. So going into that game, they had beaten the Cowboys 5 or 6 times in their history.
Yes, they had.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
4 times, they rushed for more than 200 yards against the Cowboys.
Every time.
2000, they rushed for 250. 2008, which was the last game at Texas Stadium.
Well, they ran for 150 on 2 plays in
265
in the last 3 minutes of the game.
Right.
265. They went 77 and 82.
I remember that game.
On 2 plays. That's 160 right there.
2020, 294, and now this is 274. So this is the 4th. If you all that added up in those 4 losses, they ran for 0.62 miles.
Okay.
How does that happen? 1 team.
Oh, that's all fine and good, but how do 3 teams, the last 3 home losses at AT&T Stadium, run for over 600 yards against this team? 607 yards that the Packers, the
143,
Saints, and the Ravens,
274.
I added it up. It's 607 yards that they've in the last 3 losses. And so the only game that's been won was Cleveland, which got Deshaun Watson got sacked 8 times by the Giants yesterday, the Cowboys' next opponent.
And he scrambled for 39 of their 93 yards.
So how do you fix this now?
The coaches are about went into their bag as the young folks. The coach's bag's about empty. It's about the players. And if anybody tell you something wrong, something different, they're wrong. They are wrong. Players last week got scooped and stretched out of there. Players this week got deuce blocked out of there because they wanted the runs outside. That's just a product of the great athlete that this kid is. But the runs inside, where they was scooping and deuce blocking.
Well, if the 3rd and 6 was not the final nail,
right?
2nd and 9, when he kept the ball,
right?
They doubled Parsons with the fullback and an offensive lineman,
right?
He cannot line up on the line of scrimmage in a 4-point stance at 240 pounds. It ain't going to turn out well. They doubled Mozzie, and it's like the outside linebacker was looking at the slot receiver, and Donovan Wilson fell for the sweeps. He went and tackled the guy on the sweep,
Mick,
he didn't have the ball.
Mick.
What?
How is this Parsons' 4th year?
But you don't.
No, I'm just asking.
Yes.
I tried to tell y'all 4 years ago that wasn't his spot.
I know.
I begged everybody, that ain't his spot. You need to check. You know what? If you want to make an impact, it'll cost us. Go switch to a 3-4.
Let him
put
be
him
an
at an outside linebacker. Because as long as he putting his hand in the ground, I said it then and I'm going to say it now. Thank you, hallelujah, glory. I know right where he's at, whether he's on this side or this side.
And he can't run there. Right?
Okay. Okay, so let's think about this. Okay, you got the Giants. Then you have a mini bye. Okay. You're up. Okay, so you have a little bit of time. Then then you got at Pittsburgh, you got Detroit, then you got another bye week.
Right.
So you got some time here over the next month.
So you want to fantasize.
Can you switch to a 3? Do you have the personnel?
They don't
have the personnel
to play those defensive.
Mike Zimmer, when he was the defensive coordinator here before.
Yes, early with
in 03 and 04, they were running a 4-3, and then they decided we're switching to a 3-4, and that's when they drafted Marcus Spears and DeMarcus Ware in the first round, and Chris Canty in the 4th round, Kevin Burnett in the 2nd round, and Jay Ratliff in the 7th round.
Right.
That's the one. It might be the greatest draft, certainly the greatest draft since the 60s, or since the 70s for this Cowboys team.
What about picking up a draft choice if Miami needs a quarterback?
Miami ain't finna do nothing. Miami gonna ride how they ride.
So which quarterback are you?
Trey Lance.
Okay.
Who? I almost said something bad.
What? Am I crazy?
You think that
the guy that played in the preseason, that Trey Lance?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You talking about that guy?
That guy? You want Tim Boyle or Trey Lance?
No, if I'm calling you, I want the other guy. I want Cooper Rush.
Who are you getting from him?
Huh?
Who you?
A draft choice.
Oh, you want a draft choice. Oh, so you're not fixing
I'll
this year's
use
team.
No, and I'll take.
It's not going to be a 4th rounder.
I'm trying to get this team ready to go to San Francisco after the bye.
I'll take a draft choice and trade for a defensive tackle. Can't play a 3-4 without a nose tackle that's 360 pounds.
Well, a nose tackle that's going to give effort. You need a nose tackle that's going to give effort.
And you need defensive tackles that are really, basically, defensive ends that are really tackles.
So we've got to find a free agent nose tackle that's 355 pounds.
You need a nose tackle that gives great effort.
How about John? What was the guy's name? The draft choice? Washington picked off the practice squad.
We can't talk about players on other teams. Thank you.
No, I'm just saying they gave him away. I'm not saying go get him. I said they gave him away.
We better get out of here.
Well, you had a 7th-round draft pick this year who's on the Cincinnati practice squad. That
you can't talk about him.
But you had him here, so they've made an effort to try to get someone for that position.
And that's what I was pointing out.
Yeah.
What, 2 years ago?
You're talking about Ridgeway.
You know who would give?
Ridgeway. That's it.
All right. You know who would give great effort, but he's not the size anymore to play that nose tackle position?
Who that?
There's no doubt that he would give great effort. Nate Newton.
Yes, I would grab turf and just hold on, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have to go to Wendy's several times a day to get my weight back up.
That's right.
As we were talking about it, there goes Derrick Henry for a touchdown.
Stop. It's 24-hour rule. It's not. Well, it's not 24 hours.
Yeah,
but it needs to be
in a short week.
In a short week,
it's not even
24
hours.
done. It's 24 minutes.
Yes.
We're on to the Giants tomorrow. And Nate, can you be with us again tomorrow?
Yes, I will. I will. I already hit Derek and told him, yeah.
All right, noon tomorrow here on Mick Shots.
Thanks, Everson.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!